Hey guys, Banana Luck here. Welcome back to another Water of Realms video. No summoning video or what so today because we are dry on resources and it's an awful banner. It's just Glaciers and Crowdor. I don't actually own Glaciers, so I did consider summoning on it because that will actually help us get some things off the nascent banner. But we have Ares as well now, and we also have the other unit. Where was it? Actually, it's Glacius. Yeah, Tallulah as well. So like 3 units and then Venoma Ajax. So I thought, you know what? I don't think it's worth it. We're just gonna save our resources because we are right on Divine PD as well. And there is it, Xena. We also don't have her. So a lot of heroes that we need to collect before Nascent Banner becomes good again. We'll see if there's a 2x15x banner that comes out in New Year's. So maybe then we can exhaust some of the list. But today we want to talk about an update that has landed on Forerunner but not yet on the global server, and explaining why I haven't done my gear dungeon runs this month. So I've put it on screen. You can see 5 short pointers on gear. First of all, the following gear sets will no longer have healing effect as a secondary attribute on their ancient gear pieces, and you can see that list over there. It's basically for all offensive DPS gears, and it makes a lot of sense because trust me, we do have a ton of this kind of pieces where we just get healing effect. If I just hop to the cell menu here, if I look for healing effect as a secondary stat, you're gonna see quite a bit of the offensive gear pieces on healing effect, and that's not ideal, especially these pieces that I just recently farmed. And I farmed for Demon Soldier shards actually, not for the gear. This just came along, so yeah. In case you're wondering why I'm not taking my own advice, it's really more because I'm looking for Demon Soldier shards, and the patch doesn't really resolve that. So this will be amazing. That said, I know some folks will still use healing effect subs on some of the DPS gear because you want to use that on your attack based healers or even on the whirlwind sets. But I do think that this change only applies to gear that is ancient quality. So it means that you can still get normal gear pieces that still have healing effect, but as long as you're getting an ancient gear, not having healing effect works out so much better because higher chance to get an attack substat, obviously, and most importantly, even if it's not attack substat, you also stand a better chance to get HP or HP bonus, which is pretty important when it comes to GVG, guarding yourselves against gun and guts. So that's point number one. Point number two, increase ancient gears drop rate. We never ever had this drop rate officially declared, so God knows how much they're increasing it by. Could be 1% and they increase it to 1.1, but even then, it's still going to be better for us in the long run. And then the third one, which is another important one, adding a PD system for ancient gear drops. As far as I know from the Forerunner servers, they don't actually have any declaration on what the PD counter is. But if I had to guess, it's probably in the ballpark of around 100 to 200 runs, because anything lower, it would just make ancient gear drop way too often, and right now I think the average that people are getting is like 1 ancient gear per 100 drops. And then the fourth one, arguably another important one, is increasing the chance of ancient gear having more high quality secondary attributes. So this is really nice, but once again, we don't know what the probability of this are going to look like. And that brings me to my point of why I'm not farming gear dungeon, because you could get ancient gear drops from there. So there's no point in really farming until we see January's patch, which normally arrives in the second week of the month. If we see that this gear update doesn't come to us then it's safe to go ahead and farm. But until then, I think it's no harm holding it off and seeing what updates we get later on next week. And then there's also the added exclusive gear for certain heroes I did see a couple of those. I think there was an Ajax exclusive, and the Ajax exclusive looked pretty good. I think it was upon his ultimate has a chance to launch an additional effect. I think it was between poison, burning, as well as radiant erosion. So I think the radiant erosion probably sounds the most interesting out of all. And other than that, there's also a couple of more pieces that didn't seem that significant. Let me try to see if I can pull out, or rather find the screenshots. There is one on Halloween, pretty interesting. When deployed, increases Halloween's max HP by an amount equal to 20 times the healing effect. So we're looking at like 2k HP extra, given that we always aim for 100 healing effect. And then there's one for Razak. When Soul Eating Fish hits a target, deals 15% splash damage, just extra DPS. And then one for Valeria. Crit damage increased by 15% and increases the vulnerability for physical damage inflicted by plunging slash all the way to 25%. And then there's one for Nocturne. During his ultimate, gains 15% attack increase. Still not gonna make him superb. And then the last one was for Wrath, increases AoE damage by 50% during heavy blow, which is the proc chance thing that he has. So more exclusive gears, but unfortunately those units don't really seem to be BP focused, so it's not going to be helping a whole much actually. But I do think that in general it's better to hold out on farming until we get more clarity as to, whether these updates will come so that you can save your stamina. But if you are farming on demon soldiers, then I think it's alright to move on ahead, which is what I did. But other than that, if you're not urgently looking for gear, you're not looking to push certain content, worthwhile to probably stop for a bit and see whether we get this update soon, because you're sure as hell benefit a lot from not having healing effect in your DPS set. Other than that, there is also the small rant of where is Corridor of Glory. I think this is probably the 4th or 5th week that we have not had that event right now. And given the influx of heroes that everyone probably just got, it's probably pretty frustrating why we're not getting legendary skill crystals. You can see I'm right down to 0 actually, because I had 3 heroes to max out last week. It is nice that they have added the skill crystal, which you can purchase from the Awakening shop. There's 2 copies now. One of it is epic coins, one of it is legendary coins. The legendary coins one rotate out each week, but this one stays on no matter what. So it's nice that we get 1 extra skill crystal every 2 weeks, but it still does not justify removing Corridor of Glory. So hopefully more content creators make noise about this, because skill crystals probably one of the tougher resources to get late game. I think other than this and the guild shop, the only other place that I actually get skill crystals is going to be summoning milestones, and you get one like every 500 summons. So not the most ideal, especially when more summons equals to more new heroes, and we are always getting new heroes on this game. So yeah, that's gonna be it for our video. Let me know down in the comment section below if you have any questions, and good luck on your gear forges if you're still doing any, but I'll say hold off until we see the patch that comes out later in the next week or so. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.